a person, as a woman, you will get assistance to have that man fulfill the dreams that they want. You know, men don't marry because we want sex. Sex can be bought. It is on the street. It is everywhere. I am being factual with you. We don't marry because we want that beauty. No, a man marries because he wants empowerment. He wants what? You marry because you want to be empowered by a companion. And that companion, once she's not fulfilling that, but it all comes, said, inferiority complex. Because you get into situations. You have a lot of money, the man does not have money. Of course, money is supposed to be for both of you. But there is where it is clear. It is very clear that the money now, the bags are for the woman. The man, okay, I guess I can't tell you. Now, if a man is inferior and you are rich, you are progressing, and you find him inferior, try to talk about it. You women, sit your men down. Men are like children. They sit us down to us. Whatever grave offense I have done, call you man. Put it. Omusajja gw'oyisa okubuulira ebibi bye yakozesa kukuba. Ng'omuyisa bulungi. Let men not. Me, I am a man. I'm telling you. I am a man. I am telling you. Men. Let me tell you about men. You say women posture as if we are very strong people. But let me tell you something about guilt. And this is the story of my friends. I don't want you to assume it is mine. Edith, you have heard the disclaimer. Omusajja asobola okuzza emisango nga tomanyi. Era n'agizza bulungi. N'amaliriza okuzza emisango gye n'ayolekera okuddawa. Naye mbabuulira, mikwano gyange bonna abasajja badde mu mbeera ngamba sifunanga scientific proof nganzi nti okuva gy'agizza emisango nga gwe tomanyi paka ku mulyango atuuka ye yennyini yeebuulira ebintu ebitannabaawo oba yategedde oba ntegedde era olumu weesanga n'ebirabo bisusse by'otandikoze eki kubanga alowooza wamukoze eki. They are human. Men are human beings. This beating, this violence is because of you. You give it the chance. You keep quiet when it happens. You are leaders. A leader, you are not supposed to keep quiet if something has been done to you. If you keep quiet, then who will ever speak? Who will ever speak? So if you are leaders, empowerment, no lugambo lutagasa na lubalete dobuzibu. N'obulirako muno kulemboozi nekireetera bali abalala okutya obutavaayo kwogera kibatuusiddwako kubanga oli bamwogeredde bubi eyavuddeyo n'akyogera mu ki mwempawalinge each other ng'abakyala. Mweno national umbrella eya N.U.P. Mayina wulidde abagamba mbu ate bo bali mu tenti ate bali mu muti. Oli ayinza okugamba nti ali mu umbrella n'ogamba nti ate oli muti. Tebigatta. Kati mwabali mu umbrella tulina okubeera nga tuli assertive. Tulina okubeera nga tuli assertive. Obukulembeze is a calling. There is a reason why all of you here are ambitious to be something. It cannot be stopped by a man. It should not be stopped by a man. But also, I know there are women who beat men.
Very few.
There are very many.
1%.
No, there are many. No, the word few is being juxtaposed to the numbers of women. But me, I'm telling you, there are many women who are violent against men. And the violence we are talking about is not only beating. It can be verbal. It can be. Hey. Naffe wano wemulaba nganze deputy spokesperson omukazi ajja n'akukuba ogugambo n'omutunga nga agoogedde naye kati fe abamu twagawulira dde era totutwala nga musango omusonyi wa busonyi ye oba naawe n'omuddiza naye omukyala ekikufuula omukyala ge maanyi g'oba nago ku buli ky'oba otaddeko engalo zo. Whether they are fusing of your ingite, being with assertiveness, being with superiority, being nga weka kasango muchi, ngumuchala, atemwe empowering each other. Temufuna bantu bali inferior kubaganzanga bamba majja kubapaka wanako. Waliwo omwami Engineer Kavule. Engineer Kavule, it is a public thing, I can talk about it. And Dr. Specials Awandera Kavule. The man, may his soul rest in peace, was very inferior. He was a drunkard, and this one was a vice president. So he felt comfort in beating a vice president. You get my point? Now, there are those type of people who are inferior. And if you are living in that ambition, there's no reason why you should remain there. In my opinion, because people have died. I heard of a woman who was beaten to death in Malawi. Was it in Malawi? Even here. So for me, I request you people, probably one day we'll get a larger time. Madame Flavia, this is a topic I can ably talk about. But I want to ask you, the ladies, be assertive, empower yourselves, and get out of the docket of inferiority complex. Be formidable. Zahara imira. Kati oyogenda mugamba kisabazi ngomusanze. Ogenda mugamba kingokoze eki? Ali assertive ne bwobo ina kyoyagala omugamba. Gwe mwennyini okola ki? Otenaye bwoba tebwetegese oli inferior, you are appeasing, bajja kukwata kukutu bakozese bene bagala okola ki? So my word to you, please be formidable. Be assertive. Know why you are in this. Because if you go on being tested by every level of going up, so know your price. Your price is your human being. And your human being is the overzealousness of your entire body. So you know that you are a very formidable person. In politics, of course, now you have the army, they touch your place, they do what? That one is what we are working on, removing Museveni, because Museveni and his team, you know, they will always do that. But we want to thank you for being assertive, for being members of the National Unity Platform. It is not easy because you still find a lot of persecution as women. Now I have heard our sister, your products are not being advertised. Don't you fear about that. Come and we advertise them. You are N.U.P. We are the people. Come join us. Tell us your products. We have the microphone. We will advertise you. Beginning today, I'm going to advertise your products. Do not be bogged down by negativity. Move with positivity. Move with cohesion. I can tell you, you leave no stone unturned. Thank you very much. We officially close this function. God bless you. We love you so much. For God and my country. People power. Our power. People power. Thank
you very much. Thank you very much, our deputy spokesperson, Alex. So, we've come to the end. Now we are going to request that we move into a press what? Mode. I know time is not with us, so I want to move this as fast as I can. Ebigambo tulina bingi nnyo naye leero tugenda bisala byonna bibenga biki bitono ddala. Mwebale nnyo okujja, mwebalire ddala. Poza mubamu abazze abateeyanjuddeko abatuuse bit late, mwabaddemu Julian Kabagambe, coordinator Kunga Western Region. Yimirirako bakulabe. Mulimu njagala okwebaza nnyo ba coordinator baffe ababadde ku organizing committee eno ey'omusomo gwaffe. Sarah, yes Sarah, Kaseera abeerawo. Sarah Wojano, Shifra Lukundo, oyo naye omusookerako, joined by abalala bemumanyi nga Rahma Juma n'abalala bonna. Sorry? Oh, yes. From Busia. People had time to introduce themselves. I'm just highlighting some of those. Of course, the Monica wali mu dduuka lyaffe bw'osangayo waggulu awo Monica. So ndowooza kankome kwabo kubanga nja kukola ensobi wano ate munyiigire saagala kunyiigira ssaawa zino tuli mu butabanguko twagala mirembe kati. So can we get into a press conference mode? I think we're going to speak from here and you stay seated as you are. I'm just requesting that you move the empty chairs behind and move a bit or sit closer because tugenda kukola press and we are only going to have only 4 people speaking and then we can move away from this place. Has it been a great engagement? Have you benefited from it? Thank you very much for coming and we hope we can do more. We shall be moving in 2 regions, so those of you who may want to move with us in different regions, when we announce you can always jump on board. Next we are going to have an institutions engagement and Shamim and your team I'm going to request you to organize as soon as you can so that we can have that with a female youth institution. People power, our power, people power.
Yes, ndabawulidde kigenda maaso ekibiina kya N.U.P nga kikulemberwa His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Olunaku olwaleero bategese enteekateeka 16 days of gender based violence ennaku ziba 16 nga basomesa bannansi.
Okay, thank you very much. People power, our power, people power. Okay, so today we have converged here to talk about gender-based violence in recognition of the 16 days of activism which are celebrated internationally. We need to shine a torch on the plight of women and girls that are undergoing domestic violence or gender-based violence around this country. I provided basic information to all of you to be able to address gender-based violence and how best to respond and protect yourselves as survivors. For some of us, for most of us, because I am very sure 1 in 3 women undergo some form of violence at some point. Historically, we know that the response by various stakeholders, for example, the police officers, health service providers, religious leaders, family and friends, sometimes, most oftenly, a lot of times, is very insensitive to the plight of survivors of gender-based violence. Most of the times, the survivors of gender-based violence are blamed, especially women or females. They are blamed for not being submissive enough. They are blamed for not being patient. They are blamed for not being tolerant. Some are accused of provoking the perpetrators, provoking the husbands, for example, into beating them senselessly. Others are not believed when they say their stories or when they share their stories. We have children who sometimes report the perpetrators and they are called bad children. They are called children who tell lies. They are called children who do not know what they are talking about. GBV has serious consequences which are far-reaching and which include the erosion of one's self-esteem, one's self-worth, physical, mental, and psychological health issues, loss of productivity, among so many other consequences. We have to know that peace has a price that needs to be paid if it is to be established and sustained. We know for sure that 45% of partners, especially women, suffer silently through physical violence. We also know that 16% of reported cases are sexual violence cases. We also know that 29% of these physically forced sexual violence cases in our homes, in our spaces, in our offices, also our workplaces. There is a complete lack of transparency in handling GBV cases, especially at police level and at health centers at times. CDOs at the communities, that's the community development officers too, lack certain resources to handle violence cases, and yet sometimes that's the first point of reference. It is within our power to fight against gender-based violence. It is within us as women, it is within us as men, as girls and boys to break the silence on gender-based violence. What can be done? A lot needs to be done. But if the government started investing more resources into programs reducing gender-based violence cases, this wouldn't be a very high price to pay for the country. Allocation, we could redeem about 15.5% of government's GDP if we were to invest resources in this. And this is money that has been lost because of violence against women or girls cases, according to a study that was done by Forum for Women in Democracy entitled Budgeting for Peace, a cost-benefit analysis. So today we are here to share our stories, just like we've had, but we are also here to amplify the voices on why violence needs to be stopped and why all of us need to break the silence. Thank you very much. I'm going to invite our Deputy President, Lina Zedriga Waru, to start us off in this conversation with the message we are putting forward to men, women, girls, and boys out there while commemorating the 16 days of activism as N.U.P Women League, to be able to combat and to combat the issue of gender-based violence. Thank you very much, Lina. Please come forward.
People power, our power, N.U.P, Chagulanyi, our president. Yes. Thank you so much, the gallant women of this great party, the National Unity Platform Party. Thank you so much, Honorable Flavia, for that leadership that is very inclusive, that is making us as the women in this political party to come together, to come and think and hold conversations and make commitments from across Uganda. Thank you so much, Honorable, and your entire leadership. Today is the International Human Rights Day. It ends the 16 days of activism officially, because for us we will remain in this activism. As the women of the National Unity Platform Party, across generation, across geography, we today have come together and reawakened. For me, it's very important that we document these realities. Like women like Wangari Maathai, if they hadn't written their stories, we would not know. We have rich experiences. My heart is broken, because many of you with rich stories could not speak because of the time factor. That's one resolution. The second resolution, together we are stronger. Together we are stronger. In my place, my satellite place in Chetume, when we first came there, the whole village, they would beat children, they would beat women. As a magistrate, as a judicial officer, Nekati, they call that place Wa Omulamuzi. You don't beat it. They say, is she there? Don't. Kumanga me, I will call the police. I would call Helen Aliek and she would physically come and arrest you. That is called judicial activism. So, we have to do political activism to prevent the next wave of violence against women in politics. We have to do what? We have to invoke and work through political activism. We had judicial activism. Now ours is political activism, spearheaded by the women of National Unity Platform Party. We have the mayors, we have everybody. And together, we can do it. I remember when Honorable Flavius was still very young, there was this case of Sharma, where the Indian lady who was ironed by the husband, very pregnant, 2 children out, she was ironed with flat iron, she died. To hide this evidence, they wanted to go and ban her. I remember it very vividly. It was Easter. We called one another because of the PHU, push her up with the Winnipeg, with the Matembes, we came together before they knew it. We were in Lugogo, that burial place of where they burned, and they had already piled the firewood, poured oil, and they were going to burn that evidence. We worked together, and the children saw, and she in her death saw some justice. This gathering is as powerful. It's a new revolution within a revolution. And I see all of you here bringing your hearts down. Today we are saying no to political violence, no to gender-based violence, no to ourselves being the perpetrators. Let the end begin with us. Let the prevention begin with us. Let there be a sexual harassment-free, rape-free political space, especially in the political parties. We are committed to do that. And I'm very, very excited that our president, the de facto and de jure duly elected president of the Republic of Uganda, commits every day and recommits himself to end all these forms of discrimination, inhuman and degrading treatment. And he's living it in practice. And the Secretary General and the entire legal team, they are doing this. So today we are adding another milestone that we're going to document these stories and we're going to prevent. We will work together. We will practice all the values, especially that of inclusion, intergenerationally. We begin with ourselves. My sincere apologies, especially to the young, to the Gen Z. Sometimes, not sometimes, very often, we exclude you. We are the perpetrators. I sincerely apologize. And we need to do that. Inclusion of the G's. Generational, geography. Geographically. Geographically. Can all those coming from northern Uganda stand up? You are from northern Uganda, from West Nile you can see the exclusion. All those from western Uganda, stand up. From western Uganda, stand up. All those from, yes, thank you very much. Those from eastern region, the land of the wise women. And all those from central region. Don't feel guilty, celebrate it because we are learning. Thank you very much. And all the women from institutions, formally, and especially Makerere, the Kiambogo, Gulu University, the young generation, if you are young. Physically, not like me mentally. When you are young, because we are all young, isn't it? Yeah. So, Thank you very, very much. Today we are making this commitment in practice. We have our sexual harassment prevention policy in place. We are ready to work. Hold us accountable. Hold our hands and let us be taking this seed which we have planted. Let's go and plant all over. Thank you so much. Nice to be part of this her story. Thank you so much.
Our Diko Mama, thank you very much. Next, we are going to hear from Maria, a young person. Maria. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Flavia, our Women League leader. I take this honor to thank and appreciate the Women Wing in its entirety, the leadership for organizing this for us. It's really been beneficial. It has really been an insightful discussion for all of us, and I think all of us here are committed to go back and spread this message back to our places when we go back. I am by the names Maria. I'm Natavi. I'm the Dokwaska. I am the Secretary for Youth in charge of Eastern Uganda of the National Unity Platform, and I'll be speaking for the young people or the young women. I will start with speaking about violence against the girls, because one of the challenges I face as a leader as a female youth is mobilizing disempowered female youth in our communities, because these girls were disempowered at a tender age by the decisions of either their families or even by not engaging them in making decisions that are going to affect them as young girls. Some of these girls, we've talked about female genital mutilation. This takes away the confidence from the girls, and so many other cultural practices which are forced on our daughters when they are young, that when they grow up, they are living lives of regret and they are not able to live their life fully. And other decisions such as early marriages. We have parents, for example, in Eastern Uganda, where I come from, particularly in Busoga sub-region, when you hear about teenage pregnancies and early child marriages, it is not because these girls have taken themselves to those houses or to the men to get pregnant and start families when they are young. Some of these girls are forced by their parents because their parents want money or tangible benefits, and the lives of these children are suffocated at that level. And that is why women see there are very few female youths that are participating in politics, because we are losing a lot of girls at that level. Leaving alone the girls are now going directly to how youths or female youths are affected by gender-based violence. You know very well that when you are a woman in this setting and whatever goes on, you are disempowered by most of our societal norms. However, when you are a young woman, you are doubly affected. Therefore, as young women, we actually need this information better, because we are not exposed to how gender-based violence happens in politics, in families, at workplaces. However, when we get this information before falling culprits or before becoming victims of gender-based violence, we get to know how we are able to intervene or how we are able to react when this is coming our way. So I want to thank the Women Week for giving us this opportunity to learn. And I encourage all women here, when you go back to your places, please, like our Deputy President has said, we also have gender-based violence of exclusion from women's spaces, because maybe we are not married, maybe because we have not yet given birth, and all those things. So please, I am requesting all of you women leaders, try to involve the young women in your places so that you can mentor them and also help them navigate these spaces, because at least you're exposed to this knowledge. And lastly, because of time, I'm going to speak about the emergence of gender-based violence online, because as young women, we are very active online. However, because of the cyberbullying, things like doxing, where private information you share within your friends and maybe family members and our intimate partners
have thrown to the internet. And also because as women, instead of judging the content we are putting out there, people find it more easier to judge the appearances. So we are always the first victims of cyberbullying, especially the young women. Sometimes we are judged according to our dress code. Yet we are actually delivering more than just dress code. There is more content we are delivering. Therefore, I encourage each and everyone, when you are online, try to protect yourself, but also protect other users, and do not be the perpetrator of gender-based violence online. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Mbyogere ku Muluganda, mbyogere ku Mulusoga. Kambyogere ku Muluganda n'Olusoga kuba n'ebirala. Very briefly, tulina obuzibu obusoomooza abaana ab'obuwala nga butuusibwako abaana ab'obuwala bazadde baabwe oba ab'eŋŋanda zaabwe ne kibafoosinga abaana bano okutandika obulamu bwabwe okusalako obulamu bwabwe nga babakaka okukola ebikolwa eby'ennono ebitayamba kuzimba bulamu bw'abaana bano olw'olumu ne batuuka ne kussa eriweereza abaana bano mu bufumbo nga tebanneetuuka. Ekyo kikosa omwana ow'obuwala. Ebintu ebikosa abavubuka abawala ekisookera ddala kwe kuba nti abavubuka abawala obw'olumu tusoomozebwa okubanga abakyala balowooza tetunnafuuka abakyala beetengeredde kuba part of them, ate neeno mbavubuka obw'okutwaliza awamu nti youths era tebatubalirayo kuba bagamba abavubuka be bali abavubuka abalenzi. Tetusangibwa nga tulekeddwa emabega olw'okuba nti bonna sayidi zonna tezitwaniriza bulungi. N'olwekyo nkubiriza abakulembeze mwenna naddala abakyala mukwate ku baana ab'obuwala, especially abali mu byobukulembeze, tusobole okutambulira wamu nabo. Naye era n'obukulembeze bw'abavubuka tweyongera okusaba abawala abavubuka okutwegattako okutandika okukola emirimu. Era nga nsaba gender-based violence obutabanguko ku intaneti nayo ekomya abawala bangi okubanga basobola okwatula oba okukola emirimu gyabwe olw'okuba nti batulabira mu ttuluba ery'enjawulo ate nga tebatunuulira ife be tuba tuteeka ku mitimbagano, naye ne batunuulira ebyo ebintu bye tuba nga tutaddeyo ng'ebifaananyi naye nga tebatunuulidde bubaka. Neeyanziza.
Thank you very much, Maria. Thank you very much for amplifying the issues of the young people, especially with regards to gender-based violence. Very beautifully said. Next, we are going to have our Deputy President, Eastern Region, sharing some of the plight of women from that side. Thank you.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Amaina niza hajjata Aziza Kakerewe, omukyala atwala abakyala bonna mu Eastern Region. Olwaleero tuli wano okwongera eddoboozi lyaife kwabo abaava yona okwogera ku butabanguko obutuukibwa ku bakyala ne ku baana ab'obuwala. Nja kwogera ku Eastern Region waliwo incident eyagwawo eya Olympian Cheptegei Rebecca yafa in the hands of her ex-boyfriend. Yamukumaku omuliro, yamiwa petroli, yamukumaku omuliro yakola ki? Yamwokya. Therefore, nja kukowoola buli omu yenna also in Uganda okuvaayo tuvumirire ekikolwa tuvumirire obutabanguko obuli kutambula mu maka, obutabanguko obuli mu sexually, physically, emotionally, nga bwe twidde nga tubisoma byonna. Era bananja abasaba olwaleero luno byetwogeire byonna. Let us owe it to the late Cheptegei and other victims. in the world, in Uganda. Era mbasabe nti twongere tutakoma wano tutole bye twogere wano ne byokulwanisa obutabanguko tuje wansi tukobere abantu baife bona in the community kubanga twenda Uganda enungi eri free abashala balina okuba free abaana bo wala balina okuba free mu Uganda je baje okweyagaliramu mu Uganda je baje okufuniramu emirembe atenga we are their voices. We are the voice of the voiceless. Uganda mulimu amateeka getwogeire kwano. Amateeka ago agogera ku butabanguko. Aye bana tigakola. Muchidi bulungi tigakola ki? Tigakola. Nje abasaba tuongere mu amaani. Tuongere mu amaani tube idobozi tulwanire walala fena tusobola okukomya obutabanguko obuli kutambulira mu bakyala n'abawala. Neyanziza ino.
Neyanziza ino. Thank you very much, Hajat Aziza. I'm going to call to Kamshawa to come and say something as well, and then we can conclude with a leader.
Thank you so much, the party leadership. Yes, ninyenda kutwala omugishogo okusiima leadership y'ekibiina kyitwa kirungi Unity Platform. Twine omugisha muhango itwe nk'abakyara kureba ngo ekibiina nikituteekateekaho kituteekanirize emishomo. Let me borrow the English word. When you empower a woman, you have empowered the whole nation. Yes. Thank you, National Unity Platform, okwempawaringa abakyara. Ebindi byona twabigamba nko kutwijana tureba obutabanguko bati nyenda kugira ngo tugende n'ekiteekateeko ekyokubanza. Let's break the silence. Yes. Bantu mwe tutaka hunama. A problem shared is half solved. Wahunama nofka leka tutahunama lekira kariyitu lirugeyo leka tugambe. Let's speak. 2. As mothers, we are more close to our children. As mothers, we are more close to our parents. Let's take this initiative. Katugambira abaziire bitu, katugambira abaana bitu, katubereke omuhanda. Let's empower our children. Let's empower the community that we are in. If it has to be, let it be up to us as mothers, as women, as girls, as ladies, as grandmothers, as mothers-in-laws. Let's do all that we can with a motherly heart. Let's wish the best for our children. Let's wish the best for our country. 3, we need to do whatever it means to get money. We need to have income generating activities. We have heard that girls are taken as maids. The main reason is because the family is lacking. We have heard those who are maybe molested or raped, and people opt to solve the case out of court. And one of the main reasons is poverty. Let's do whatever it takes to earn that little money that will help us put food on the table. Ndikushembayo, let's avoid being greedy. Twajiro mururu nituza kuba nkembeba eri kukwatwa kameshu. I'm saying let's avoid being greedy. When we are greedy, we are going to be trapped. There are those that have suffered the sexual harassment just because they needed to get a ride in a hurry. Yep. Those that have taken the bido, as I hear, the 500, me I call it greed. So, as National Unity Platform Women League, Vice number 1, let's avoid being greedy.
Thank you.
With that, I thank you once again, Madam President and the leadership, for having thought of us. We are honored to be here, and we are so proud to belong to the National Unity Platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And finally, let's have a leader, Honorable Nanuji, Councillor, come and give us a perspective from the local government. Thank you very much.
Hello. Jemuli. Neyanziza nnyo nnyabo, Madam Flavia, Mukisa. This is my very, very first time to use this podium. Kyengenda okwogerako ku local government, bingi ebitambula eyo mu local government mwena bye mumanyi, naye ffe ng'abamu ku bitusoomooza naddala bwe tuvaayo ku direct seat. Ekyo ekintu kikulu nti abakyala basosolebwa, buli asala abaami society ekipasivinga bulala. Bo balowooza nti ebyo ebifo by'abaami. Bw'ovaayo n'okyesimbako oyagala bwa mmeeya, balina engeri gye bakulaba, kikutwalira a lot of time and money to explain nti kino ekifo omukyala n'omwami buli omu akikola ki akivuganya. Eyo ensonga nkulu nnyo, ate tusomoozezza nti neeno mu setting ey'abagunjufu olabira ddala ng'oli n'akukuba ekikono ag'oli mukyala wali badde ogenda ku kifo ky'abakyala ne baku approaching enfunda eziwera. Tufunye ebintu bingi nnyo eyo, naddala abantu betu empowering okuvaayo besimbewo ku bifo ebyo, bakansalas nga direct seat bazibatiisiza ddala. So eyo ensonga nkulu nnyo, mugisimbeko essira, buvunaanyizibwa bwaffe, buyinza bwaffe, ate maanyi gaffe. Osobola okuvaayo. Banange mujjukire nti abantu bano temubatya abaami, ne bwaba mu position etya, ffe tuba pushinga, ffe tubawa life. Ekyo bw'ojjukira buli lunaku nti ffe tuzaala abantu bano, kikuwa courage okugenda mu maaso. Neyanziza nnyo nnyabo, akatisa kompadde.
Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Njagala okubeebaza okujja okwogera ku butabanko n'ensonga ez'enjawulo ze mutuwadde. Ng'abakyala ba National Unity Platform Women League, olunaku lwaleero tukuŋŋaanye okusoma, okuyiga ku butabanguko mu bitundu gye tukolera, gye tuwangaalira, mu maka gaffe, mu masomero g'abaana baffe, n'ebifo ebirala byonna eby'enjawulo, n'eno gye tubeera mu by'obufuzi, obutabanguko obubeeramu naddala mu nsonga z'okulonda oba ne process etutwala mu kulonda. Tukimanyi bulungi nnyo nti mu Uganda wano abakyala ebitundu 45 ku 100 be bakyala abafuna obutabanguko obw'okukubibwa oba ebiri physical ku mibiri gyabwe mu ngeri ez'enjawulo, either bamusambye oba bamukubye oba bamukoze batya, naye nga kiri kuki ku mubiri gwabwe. Era nga tukimanyi ebitundu 16 ku 100 abaloopye obutabanguko buno, naye ebitundu 36 ku 100 mu Uganda mu bakyala beba abaloopye emisango gy'obutabanguko egikwasiza ku kikula kyabwe oba okukwatibwa, kye tuyita sexual violence. Kitegeeza nti mu ggwanga lino w'olaba omukyala omu ku 3 abatambula experiencinzeeko obutabanguko buno. Kiki kye twetaaga okukola ng'eggwanga tulina naddala bakama baffe abamu balina engeri gye bakwatamu ensonga z'obutabanguko ezitali nnungi. Abapoliisi abamu, ab'ebyobulamu abamu abafamire zaffe n'abamu ab'enganda zaffe, naye mu nzikiriza ez'enjawulo ze tutambulira tebali sensitive n'omulundi n'ogumu, tebatunuulidde bulumi bw'oyo abaayise mu butabanguko buno oba obulumi bwa victim. Okugeza twagala nnyo okubavunaana, blaming, n'ogamba omukyala oba n'ogamba omwana omuwala nti gwe togonda kimala oba towuliriza kimala, ng'abakyala batugamba okugondera abaami. So bayinza okugamba ekyo kyakutuuseeko kubanga oli mukyala musajja abo abakyala bagamba kyakula sajja kyakutuuseeko kubanga oleeta mampaati kyakutuuseeko kubanga togonda kimala you're not submissive enough as a woman or as a wife. Tumanyi okugamba abakyala nti temuli tolerant temuguma kyekyokulwa kyebyo temugumiikiriza kyekyokulwa kyebyo bibatuukako. Abamu tumanyi okubagamba senga tewakoze ekyo omwami teyandikubye oba senga tewakoze ekyo tekyandikutuuseeko oba tebandikutte. So ekyo ekintu ky'okwongera okutunuulira omuntu atuusiddwako obulabe naye mu kifo ky'okumusaasira mu kifo ky'okufuna solution ye gwe n'osalawo okumunenya ekyo kyataakoze kimala oba olw'ekyo kye yakoze wayambadde akagoye akampi wayambadde bubi watambudde essaawa nga zigenze kubanga n'abambalazi gomesi tubalaba nga bakola ki babakwata nayambadde sharia ye hajati naye akwatibwa n'atambudde emisana ekiro emisana tubalaba mu nnimiro nga bagwiridde obwana bwaffe obuwala ne babukwata. So bino ebintu by'obulabe by'obutabanguko tebuliiko saawa tebuliiko nti ono ye gwabadde musango gwe oli bwakukuba kiba kitegeeza nti akozesezza amaanyi ge n'obuyinza bwe bubi. Nsonga za buyinza nsonga za amaanyi oli aba ayagala kulaga lyanyi ku ggwe atalina buyinza. Kye tugamba ng'abakyala ba N.U.P. Ng'abakyala ba N.U.P. ensonga bbiri enkulu. Ekisookera ddala tulekeraawo okusirika ng'ensonga zino ziwe ziri oba zitutuusibwako. Buli w'osirika ogenda kubonaabona nnyo nga tolina asobola kuyamba. Buli w'ovaayo n'oyogera ku ebyo ebikunyiga oba by'oyiseemu nga leero bwe tukoze mu training yaffe obaako n'engeri gy'okakkana naye ofuna n'okuyambibwa. Ate olina n'engeri gy'empowering oba gy'ozzaamu abakyala abalala amaanyi n'obawa ebbeetu oba amaanyi nabo okuvaayo okwogera ku nsonga zaabwe. Ffenna we tuvaayo n'amaloboozi agoogera ku nsonga ezo tusobolera ddala okumalawo oba okkendeeza obutabanguko mu community zaffe. Poliisi yeetaaga okwongera otambuza etteeka lya Domestic Violence Act 2010. Bongera odditunuulira nga balambika ensonga z'obutabanguko tulabe nga tukendeeza ate balekeraawo okuvunaana abantu abagenza okubawaabira emisango wabula batunuulire abo bakoze emisango kiki bateekeddwa okukolebwa. Twongere transparency oba okubeera obwerufu mu misango gye tukwasaganya. Ng'eggwanga emirembe girina cost n'olw'ensonga eyo ffenna twegatte mu nnaku zino 16 ez'obutabanguko mu maka tusobole okkendeeza n'okumalawo. Mwebale nnyo mwebale ddala okutuuliriza mwena. People power, our power. Olutalo nga luwedde tuliyambale ngule tuliyambale ngule tuliyambale ngule olutalo nga luwedde tuliyambale ngule tulivimba mu Uganda empya tuliyambala tuliyambala enfule zimasamasa olutalo nga luwedde tuliyambale ngule tulivimba mu Uganda when the struggle is over we shall wear the victor's crown we shall wear the victor's crown we shall wear the victor's crown when the struggle is over we shall wear the victor's crown in a new Uganda. People power, our power, people power. It's time to act now. It's time to stop domestic violence in our homes. Thank you very much. God bless you people.
Sigambe lyakakati nambo okukyazako oba okusinga